And here we are. Welcome. My name is Sheepdog. We have Flynn Rider with us. Welcome
Hey,
back.
hey.
We're here. We're back again. Yeah, dude. On another Utah match. Because of course.
Surprise.
Why wouldn't we? Because that's who we are. We're just Utah casters at this point, which is perfectly fine. You know, and nothing goes along better with a Utah Hell at Loose stream, especially on WN4, than a delicious Capri Sun. By the way, if you're watching this, be sure to answer in the comments. What's your favorite flavor? I mean, I have Pacific Cooler. I think I saw Fruit Punch right now was winning. But we'll have to see when the stream is over what that's like. But yeah, man. Actually, it's a split right now. Classic Orange, Strawberry Kiwi, and Tropical Punch are all tied. Every flavor except Pacific Cooler. But we got a good one. Let's dive into this match. We have a matchup between 3LPZ, otherwise known as they sent me the name because I was asking them questions about their team. It's Portuguese for 3rd Blue Mountain Battalion. So I'm gonna stick with 3LPZ because that's not bad to say. That's not hard to say. MSU 3LPZ, I could do that. It's not messing with my tongue too much. Like if I had to do like ANZR, I think that'd be tough. That'd be kind of tough. The names for the Brazilians may be tough, so I apologize to all the Brazilian. We've had this issue, Flynn, in PC world, like mispronouncing names all the time, dude. But I promise not try to do it on purpose if I do it. So, but yeah, so this is a Division 4 matchup between the two teams. MSU, as we were talking about in the last stream, accidentally. MSU is by many considered the favorite in this division, 3LPZ. Just a little bit of background on them. So they consider themselves a veteran South American clan, mostly Brazilian, Portuguese speaking. And they used to be part of RZN, which is another team that's in TPL. So this is their second time playing in TPL. And I asked them like where do you guys get your strategies from and stuff? And some of the teams they mentioned, Legion, Taco, and they even mentioned ESPT and Helios from the PC side. So they watch PC. So I think that's awesome. Actually, I think that's dope. So I'm excited to see. And you know, if you're saying like, oh, if we play off of like what ESPT does, well, what does ESPT do? They go for map control, especially on a map like this. So Flynn, I'm really curious, like, does an ESPT strat like that work in a lower division matchup?
Yes and no. Yes, because they're good strategies, but it also needs to fit with your team. Like if your team aren't great shooters and you're more reliant on armor, then you might want to tie it up a little bit more rather than spread out and go for full map control.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to plug those holes. And like,
yeah, especially when you're spreading out thin and you're not winning those gunfights, you're gonna lose all that ground instantly. So it's better to solidify and work from there rather than doing something that's out of your comfort zone too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or out of your ability.
Yeah, I think someone once told me, I think it was Crims, who plays for ESPT now, once told me, like, the tough part is that the better you are shooter-wise, the wider you can play. Because, like, you can win those gunfights more in between. Like for example, like, if I have one guy and I can hold down 2 or 3 shooters, I can cover that space versus, like, if I lose and those guys fill my gap, like, and I'm spread out more, then it gets it's nearly impossible. nearly impossible to play that strat. You just leave too many holes open. So your ability to play wide is dependent on your ability to win gunfights on one-on-one levels or one-on-two levels. You know, like those micro engagements. And so,
Yeah.
and now I think that like ESPT is known, and I think this is a pretty well universal strat in the PC world. The idea of like radar like playing from a defensive point of view. And I may just switch to let's switch to the strat sketch here. I got it pulled up here.
Can you
Yep.
put your stream up so I can
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot.
like we are professional streamers, so I know what you're talking about, but makes it slightly easier.
I got you. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so what I mean by that, so like, and I'm curious to see. So obviously for this match, LZPD is going to be on sunken, is going to be on the Axis side, and then on the Allied side is going to be MSU, which is a really tough matchup, I think, for LZPD, 3LPZ. Sorry, my bad. And what I was talking about before is like, so especially if this is something like, let's say that that midpoint or the second point is sunken bridge. So this is that point right here. For 3LPZ, like obviously like for WN4, front door is going to be key, right? So me knowing like they may have a garrison like right here. This garrison's really tough, right? Like where you put it, because I mean I think it ends up being somewhere like right there. We call this Death Star, but like, and I think there's like two thoughts on that, like either right here or right here. Especially since Chapel is so important. And if Legrand's that defensive point, like it's, bro, this map changes entirely. But and then like, and what I've seen, like, especially on this point in particular, like what I've seen them do from ESPT is like they will put, because they're big about like this concept of radar. So like putting like a garrison in WN7, like right here. They'll put OP, like their defensive OPs might be in the red as well, mostly because they're trying to keep them out of space, right? Like I want to fight them out here. I don't want to fight them in hard cap. Like it's too late. By the time they're in hard cap, it's too late. So, and obviously they'll have backside stuff as well, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah, everybody that you can keep out of that black circle is not gonna help you with cap progression, and that's why this point is so tough for especially the Germans, because you need to get into that black circle in order to provide
Right.
better cap weight.
Right.
But like ESPT does it, if I can occupy more people towards the south, and keep them busy up there, you're not doing anything beneficial.
Right.
The more people you get out of the black box, the easier your time is going to be.
Yeah, and I think that's what differentiates like lower level teams and higher level competitive teams is your understanding of like, for us to accomplish certain goals, like where do I need bodies to be? And like you'll see on the lower level, and especially like at the lowest level is pubs, right? And at the lowest level in pubs, you see like if I'm trying to get a whammo play, as a squad leader, I put my OP down and my squad comes with me. So I got 6 guys sometimes playing in the backside, but they're doing nothing because it's a long route to the point, and that's 5 guys really that could be used in other places. And so, like, this is why ESPT plays with this strategy of like, I'm going to put OPs out because the further I can push my line while still covering backside, the better. And the way that they recognize threats and are able to react is by putting spawns like along the back line, like in a way that like concentric circles can cover it. And so, and when I say cover, it's merely as detection, right? Obviously, like I want spawns, right? And like, and the key we'll see on both teams is, do they have 8 garrisons up? Do they have? They should have 8 garrisons up. Like we were talking about in that previous match, that one SBS commander in that bunker. And my thought, like I know you were saying I would be that too, but you and I know that if you were really Commander, which you play Commander a lot, you would have been driving a freaking truck trying to get spawns up.
Honestly, yeah, I played yesterday against ESPT in an FNF, and I only got 17 kills, but I drove one supply truck the whole game, getting garrisons up, taking them down, be where needed to be, but I always made sure that I had 8 garrisons up.
Yeah.
You rather want to run into the problem that you have too many garrisons up rather than too few.
I agree because like there was we saw at times with one SBS in that previous match, and I may just pull it up. Let's do it. Pull it up on my deal. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Baby. Content. Everyone gets to see my stuff. Yeah, here we go. It's funny that it started out with that. See, like right here. So like one SBS is in control at this point. And they have, I mean, they're not that far into the cap, but like, look, they got 3 garrisons along the backside. That's it. No garrison on the point. No garrison at Chapel. They got one here at Chapel, basically. Which is not a bad one. I think that's a good one. I mean, really, they should have a garrison down south even, because now you're in defensive mode, right? Like now that you've capped, like now you're in defensive mode where you're like, I need to keep them from making roundabout pushes. And on top of it, I need to solidify my hard cap as well, because Sunken Bridge is this next point. We need to control front door. And so
you almost want to think it as like a triangle. If that garrison on Chapel goes down, where do I spawn to get back into that same ground?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so like right here, so they get a garrison, but this is in the freaking open. This is a tough one. And I know why they do it, right? Because like they put a garrison back here behind the barbed wire. They're spacing it, but if it's not spawnable and it's not really providing recon other than like, oh, they're out in the middle of the open, it's not really doing anything. So this is where purposeful spawns, and this will be really critical for both MSU and for 3PZ or 3 LPZs. Golly, I apologize for this point, and like because the same thing goes for the Axis side, especially if it's something like Sunken, or even I would even say even more so if it's Legrand.
Yeah.
Legrand is going to be so tough because now you got to watch the riverways, and there's so many ways in. And really, like, if you're a high-level team, you have a guy who's designated for whammo who's going to literally run to the backside of fourth, especially if they cap third, to go and try to get something on the backside for a spawn, even just OP-wise, and just to wreak havoc. And so being able to detect when those whammo guys come in is critical, and that's part of your eight Gary network on here.
Absolutely.
I mean, no garrison on. You can see the garrison, but it's literally locked on hard cap south of WN4. Which, yeah, the Gary placement in this match for 1SBS was confusing to me for sure. I didn't really criticize it during the moment, but when you look at it from a strategy point of view, it was very confusing. And so obviously for MSU, they're gonna have to be very disciplined in terms of where they put their spawns. And I mean, like I'm gonna say it, like there's nothing wrong with putting a garrison in the barn. It's protected. You got guys who are just gonna drop right into the circle, and on top of it, like the difference being that like if I have a guy who spawns in the barn versus I have a guy who spawns on this garrison here, I don't have to cross the freaking road. And if you're not in control of Grandma's house, you're screwed. You're screwed because they get an MG up in that house for me trying to cross the road into the hard cap. It's going to be
Absolutely.
a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare.
Let's push on that live button because we are at time, but I totally agree with you.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah, we got it live.
I love it. Thank you. Yep. That's why you're the best. Thank you.
I
was like trying to figure
agree.
out. I thought you said the like button, and I was like, I don't normally like my own streams, but I mean, like, you know, No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So thank you. And for everyone who's watching, we appreciate it. Classic Orange right now voted the best flavor of Capri
Hell
Sun.
yeah. I got a whole crate
Of the classic
orange,
orange?
so
Of the classic
it's
orange?
classic orange.
You know, it's so funny. I haven't got a single vote for Pacific Cooler, and it's literally the flavor I have right here. Makes me sad. More, it's more Pacific Cooler for me. That's the way I view it. But yeah,
But it definitely shows which team has like done their prep, because you will know where to place down garrisons and not have to wander around where to put it or what's the best strategy to put a garrison down or whatever during the game. Like this is all stuff you can just do your homework for.
Yep, absolutely, and you know, and the good part is that I think you're right because like I mean, how many times has WN4 been a competitive point? Lots, tons. There's tons
Absolutely.
of VODs that you can watch. There's tons of, especially on the high level with like things like ESPT and Helios and Syndicate, and I'm speaking for the PC side, or Legion or Taco or Exodus or Six or any of these teams. You can learn from that. And what was funny too is like, I was talking in the podcast with Smithers yesterday, and before that, I was actually talking with some PC guys, and one of the things they were talking about was like the tank metas, right? And we see this a lot in the tanking, is tank simping. And when I was talking to Chippy, who plays for WTH, shout out to Chippy. He was talking about like what got rid of tank simping in the PC world was double tapping. And we were talking about how like there may be some limitations in console that keep teams from doing double tapping. But guess what we saw in that match earlier today from 101A? Double taps. We saw that. We saw two tanks together trying to go double taps on 76s. And so, I mean, they're learning. They're learning. And you don't need to tank simp. I mean, like tank simping is negated when you got double taps. So, I don't know if we'll see that in this matchup, but I'm more bringing up the fact that these guys are learning. These guys are learning. The metas are already progressing. We just saw it today. In my opinion, we just saw it today because that was the first time in a console match, and that was in a Div 3 TPL match, double taps. So really interesting to see. We still have not started yet. Looking at this, I always forget how you look up the scoreboard in this. It's so bad, dude. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I unkeybind it. Dude, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Oh.
And especially for the console guys, who
70
are pretty new, so to speak, to the whole Hell Let Loose scene, especially competitive. There are so many things that you can learn from competitive PC side. And if you are a newer team or you're trying to learn new stuff about how to place the garrisons in a good setup, watch those VODs back on YouTube.
Yeah.
There is so much knowledge out there that you can use to your advantage. People have done it before you, executed it well, executed it horrible. You can learn from that as a team, and it doesn't matter if you're PC side or console side. You can learn.
Oh, I agree 100%. And it's one of these things where like they, okay, got it. It's one of these things where like if you're trying to do fancy stuff to protect your garrisons, you're wrong. Like you can't. There's not gonna be new Gary placements under the sun. There really isn't. This is something that's been like worked out over time, and it's just this is just a matter of like, if you're worried about like, oh, they're gonna find my garrisons real easy. That's gonna happen. That's part of the game. That's part of like, okay, I gotta defend my garrisons. Like, I mean, I honestly like when they changed the combat effectiveness to include or upscale the combat effectiveness for spawns. I thought that was great because that's part of the game. It's incentivizing players to play the game. And part of the game is like, go freaking take out garrisons. Go take out OPs. Like Like, this is the way that the other team gets into the game. And so, like, to me, it's like you can go with typical
You
Gary
know
spots.
how horrible it is to just start a game, and nobody's building garrisons.
Yeah,
You're constantly spawning in the HQ. The same game is being played in competitive Hell Let Loose. If you don't build garrisons, you're spawning on that beach again.
yeah, absolutely. I'll take a second while we're waiting. This is a Div 4 matchup, and so currently SAS did beat 508 PIR in their matchup, so they are at the top of the leaderboard right now. But MSU and 3LPZ will be playing, as well as TRR against KRRC, which I believe is going to be tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. But we're about to go into the second Div 4 matchup of the week, which is really exciting. And excuse me. And by the way, I got a shout out because like MSU is one of those oceanic clans, and so it's always good to see some Aussies and some Kiwis playing Hell Let Loose. They're always fun to watch, man. We've always had a good time watching, like on the PC side, Chimera and Rip GBI, who are no longer a clan, or like Oceanic Ocelots, aka Three Foys, which is a combination of Three Para and Foy Boys, which is such a good name. It sucks that they combined teams, so Foy Boys is not like a full name. You know what I mean? Like Foy Boys is Foy Boys is such a good name, dude. Yeah, man, this is the last division in 49. So a lot of these teams have a lot to prove. And so I'm super excited, and we may see some unconventional stuff. Like I was talking about in the previous match, I think that let's go back. Like I think that if I pull up that cap, let's see, what got 108 that point. I think a lot of it was their armor play in that point, man. I think a lot of it was like we saw, like you can see that Lux just straight up on that point right there. They're not in cap right now. They don't have the cap, but they have a freaking Lux on that point, holding it together. The PZ4 right there on the left hand of the screen, holding it together. They held down these angles and allowed their guys to literally march in front door. I mean, it's huge.
I must say that Lux that you can see just on that black circle there, just took out that steward down below on that barn there.
Let's see if I can pull it together in here. Let's see. That's right before this. Yep. We'll pull it up, which is awesome, by the way. Great.
Like such a crucial timing.
Pacific Core took the lead. Let's go. It's tied with Classic Orange. Oh, let's go. Oh.
Yeah, this is such a pivotal moment for that Lux.
I can't remember the last time watching a Lux taking out a Stewie. It's crazy.
You can see here, they take care of that steward, the infantry wins the gunfight at the precise moment.
Yeah.
And suddenly everything is in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's see here. I gotta figure out. We have gone map flip, but I'm still figuring out what freaking squad to join. Golly. I don't know which. What did he say it was? We'll figure it out. Taser squad. Golly, come on. Taser is Fox. Got it. Huh? I don't see a Fox. Oh. My bad. I always forget. Oh, okay. So we'll transition right here, because we're about to go into this match, dude, which is exciting. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. All right. And here we have it, MSU versus 3LPZ on Utah Beach, WN4 being the midpoint. And here we are. And by the way, Sunken Bridge AA, just the same as we saw in the earlier matchup of 101A versus 1SBS. So, what's your initial thoughts just seeing that right off the rip for the second and fourth points?
It's going to be balanced, but it's also going to be really interesting to see how they are going to play this out.
Yeah, I agree. I think. Yeah, say something for me, Flynn. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have you mic.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, we're good. Okay. I turned things up a little bit so we could maybe hear a little bit more audio in the game. Truck snipes. When we see some truck snipes, we'd love to see some truck snipes. To me, like I was talking about in the previous stream, this opener for the Axis side is absolutely critical. I have it marked backwards on the scoreboard, but that's okay.
That is a ballsy supply drop. I'm gonna say it.
Oh my gosh, and that's an MSU drop. That is an MSU drop. Wow.
You mean,
that's interesting.
Batalao, right?
No, I had it backwards. I had it backwards accidentally. I don't know how I can change. I don't know the. Let's see.
Okay, so MSU is the allies. All good.
Oh shit! What did I do? Flynn, you made me fixing my shit. Nope, we're good. Okay, we'll just keep it like that. We'll keep it like that.
Okay.
And here we go. Yeah, that supply drop is right on the point, which is bananas. That is bonkers. That is we anticipate getting this cap right off the rip, which I mean it's gutsy. It really is gutsy.
Sure is.
We'll go ahead and track these Axis trucks into the point. We already have a guy. Well, there was an AT guy coming out. 2 Lux coming in. PZ4 as well. Love to see that. Puma as well. So we got a 4-tank setup. This is a 45v45. So not exactly a 49's. And we can see the trucks coming in. Guys already on top. No AT on top of this truck here in particular. AT gonna miss the truck coming into mid. Just kind of just over the top. Guys already dropping. 4-3 LPZ. Cap already initially in favor of the Axis. You don't typically see that. Lux already launching shots. Truck's going to drive straight into this point. I love to see that. Love to see that. We're going to get hard cap pressure already. PTSD running into guys. Tank shot barely missing on the truck. Runs up, just drives up to the propane tank. Strafe already coming in. AT trying to hit that Lux, but doesn't get it. Look at the guys that are going to Grandma's house. That's a lot of Grandma's house pressure from 3LPZ. Currently, cap progress in favor of the Axis, though. Lux is going to go straight to the hard cap on the north side of the barn. Already coming in as well. Love to see this. Already looking really good for 3LPZ. Take a look at Grandma's house is in control of from MSU. But still a lot of guys fighting over it. You see 5-Skin taking out 1. And he is surrounded. Olivas going up against Kasai. But down he goes to Lumertz. He's shooting rockets on the Grandma's house. Already coming in on the east side of the point. Takes out Killer from 3LPZ. And right now looking really good for 3LPZ, huh, Flynn?
Absolutely. It's such a different game.
It really is. I mean, you know what's funny is that, 101A came out of that match and they were looking really good after the cap, not necessarily before. And this is quite the opposite from the Axis. This is not an Axis favorite point. You can see the Stewie. The Stewie has decided to go on the north side. He is in conflict, trying to hit guys, but I don't think he can hit the Lux that's on the point. And you can see here, lots of guys on Sunken. We got AT, including, is that the Puma? That looks like the Puma trying to take on the Stewie. He did get a hit. Lux is hitting the Stewie. Not entirely sure where from. He's still not able to get kills.
Main road, but...
Oh, they're getting it back. Yep, MSU starting to get it back here.
Medium tank in the barn. Interesting play on that.
Really?
Yeah, just drove in.
He just went down, though. He goes down. Medium going down to 3 LPC in the barn. And now cap progress started back for 3LPZ. Look at the guys in the hard cap. This is crazy. Even still guys on the backside. You see the PZ4 watching south side. The medium is down. They got to be relaying that. Saying, hey, medium's down. We can play maybe a little bit more aggressively. And look at this. Look at this. MSU, with cap progress going in their favor, they're already rotating west. Trying to get control on the hedgerows to see if they could do some type of flank. And I'm not sure where the reset happened. They must have gotten some OP resets because 3LPZ is looking really thin, especially on Grandma's house. They lost total control of Grandma's house. Stewie launching shot there. Oh my goodness, already coming in, taking out a couple and the repair station. Oh my goodness, Slick Nuts on the backside of this Stewie. He may have got the, he's trying to get the satchel. Kamikaze doesn't know, two-man. Doesn't have a spotter, they don't know. And Slick Nuts being real slick with that satchel. Oh, but the third man from the tank crew. Trying to take shots on Slick Nuts. He does take out an OP. Going up against Darkon. Gets taken out with this. They are going to die. Deflection off the Lux, but it don't matter. The satchel is on. And down goes the Lux for 3LPZ. Big spawn wave in the point. Not yet half cap. About 8 minutes into this match, it's still no cap. 5skin pushing this OP. Gets taken out. Alexandre taking out one. Two on the other side of him. Mel and 5skin. Got guys in here, including, yeah, Butts, the squad leader, is still up. Down he goes to Mel. Butts still up. He's the only squad leader left in this point. What a fight. The PZ4 started to push aggressively. Stewie is still on the point. Sorry, Lux is still on the point. It's empty, though. Really interesting. So no squad leaders left, and this PZ4 has moved out into the open with no infantry really in front of him, only behind him. Let's take a look at the map real quick. They do got a flare so they can see those two tanks on the point. 4 Gary network, including 1 on AA. Obviously, no garrisons in the capped sector. You can see lots of guys for MSU pushing across the river. So even though they're getting this cap, they're still looking for map control. I love to see this. It's a little bit cut in, but they're already boxing 3LPZ. And that is the cap.
And that's what you want to do.
And that is the cap. And so that will go in favor. Get that switch.
There we go.
Hey, thank you, dude. Bro, you're a lifesaver, dude. And now that PZ4 barely missing an AT rocket is backing up. And what seemed like a really promising start for 3LPZ is now looking real shady in MSU. Playing chess, not checkers. Already 2 steps ahead trying to get map control. Now, this is a bit of a tough push onto Sunken. We'll go ahead and take a look at the map. Already Garrison on the front for MSU. Garrison on cap. So they got 2 garrisons up in the meantime. They got 1 way far south, which I love to see. And then 1 in the backside, which I'm sure will be the first one to go. OP just went near Chapel. So need to watch out for the wrap for MSU. But currently on the front side, looking really good. This is a great line, and this is about to get really bad for 3LPZ. You can see here, Royalty, Spurs, and Cassini. But down he goes to the back, AT. Oh my gosh! Just to add to it, the horror. Darkon going down, PZ4 pushed out. There's a tank right in freaking front of him. It's a Stewie. Stewie. Death and Decay is going to try to get a satchel. He's crawling. He's got a Stewie right in front of him. Takes out the Stewie. They get the satchel on the front. Death and Decay. It goes down, but I don't know if they know. Literally the same spot as the Lux going down. That PZ4 may be gone. AT missed it to the front. And you could see MSU already pushing the line back where there was a whole line of 3LPZ guys in the beginning. They're no longer there. And down goes that PZ4 that had been satcheled by Death and Decay. Let's take a look at the map real quick. Bobby Run coming across the front side of the, or sorry, the back side of the front line, which is going to be right across the bridge, basically. That may get a few guys, including a couple AT guys. And here it comes. And that's going to miss them. That is going to miss them. And I'm not sure what that... I mean, maybe they had a front side garrison, but that's not the typical spot to have them. I'm not really sure what they were going with there, but... Maybe they had some intel I don't. Tiger is coming into play now for 3LPZ up on Sunken. And look at this. They are already pushing. Look at this is bad. This is bad for 3LPZ. They are losing hedgerow on hedgerow. Help going down. Killer going down as well. Rogalski going down. MSU, not 15 minutes in this match, is already making progress onto Sunken. No cap progress yet, but they are getting map control. And if you're joining us, this is a Div 4 TPL match between MSU and 3LPZ on Utah Beach, WN4 being the midpoint. Willie going down after making that long and treacherous journey to the south side of the point. DG going down. Fusi. And we were talking about this in the last match, Flynn, of the MG usage. Glad to see some guys posting up with the MGs on this map in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to help them in the infantry fight. Or at least...
Well, little does he know, on the other side of him, he's got the entire U.S. Army pushing him. He takes out one Juice and Remy, but down he goes. I mean, there's literally no one in front of him. This is like... And I'm unsure what is happening. They're just... I don't know if they're trying to get fancy and push somewhere else, but they literally are waltzing into the front door.
Now, MSU's already has found their garrison on the front line.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just hammering down.
And they just did a flare over the point too, and so they know that there's no one in the hard cap. Like, if I'm waltzing into this point without a flare, I'm like, where is everyone? Like, I'd be scared with that recon flare. I mean, it's telling you, hey, there's no one in this freaking hard cap. Gunnelson from 3LPZ gonna try to take out PTSD and Helmet. He does take out PTSD. Helmet rotated to the south, doing the classic Mario jump technique. You can see the Tiger. Oh my gosh, already! Taking out guys near this tank. And he's going to try to hold this front, but...
You gotta watch out for those satchels.
I know. No one near.
MSU,
fortunately for this Tiger.
Already proved that they're capable of placing down satchels.
Oh, I mean, they've satcheled every tank that they've destroyed so far, I believe. I mean, just other than maybe that Lux that was dead on the point. Oh my gosh, Torvald pushing on the other side, takes out DG. Boosie going down as well. MSU just winning gunfights. Ribby taken down one from 3LPZ. And now they just have complete control on the south side. The first point is Flooded House. They're not really in position to do a double cap yet, but who cares? I mean, you push them back on their HQ, it's gonna be real tough. You can see here on the backside, Fallow is literally holding these guys. Garrison right there next to Fusi. Fallow taking out Fusi. I mean, it is clear gunfights being won by MSU, and sometimes that's just too tough to overcome. No matter how many whatever tactics you have, if you're not winning gunfights, you ain't gonna win the match.
I might be wrong, but I just see just below you PTSD. Mike got a satchel.
I'm looking.
On
Yeah,
that.
he does. Yeah, he sure does. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, 3 LPZ is going to go into this point, and down goes the Tiger. MSU, firm progress on this point. They do have a Garrison up on the backside, but Royalty is pushing from the south side. Will not be visible to him just yet. But he is making that slow and treacherous journey to this Garrison. Not quite half cap yet on flooded, but we still got an hour and 12 minutes left. And down goes one guy to the grease gun, 5-skin. Royalty on this Garrison, not going to AT. DG just doesn't hear him, doesn't even know. And down he's going to go. And down he takes down DG. And this is where you got to have your head on a swivel. Manito, he knows when it's too late. He takes him out. They're getting cap progress back. Despite losing the Garrison, this Garrison up on the north is what's saving them. But they have got to get control of this hard cap. Already coming in as well. Assuming defensive already for 3 LPZ. No, that may be MSU dropping shells on the north side. You can see kind of the dichotomy right now. They left the south side open, and now they're having to fight over this hard cap. And it's tough to tell what happened, because that was such a fast progression for MSU. They just took the open space. Checkmate taking off PTSD. Falco went down next to him. They're starting to get into this circle, which is huge. And down goes PTSD to the shoddy. You can see supplies dropping on the west side for 3 LPZ. They're getting this point back. I mean, they were more than half capped on this point. They're starting to get back. I can hear a tank coming in. It's a medium. Oh my goodness. This is opener medium coming. No, it's not. No, it's not, because they lost the medium in the barn. So they either deployed a medium or took the freebie, but not the heavy. But the Tiger is down, so
it's a confusing game so far.
There's a lot going on, I gotta say. You can see there on the south side, 3 LPCs trying to get map control, and I'd love to see that. They're in control of this hard cap. They got guys pushing, but they're not in trouble yet. You can see no Garrison on the front door. They actually got the Garrison back here. It's a pretty unusual spot for a Garrison. 76 now on the north side with his Shard Wizard as the tank sim. It's really interesting to see. Oh my gosh, there's AT again on the backside. He just took out the tank commander of whatever tank this is. Tiger is hurt. 2-man on. Satchel is on. Freitas gets out. Can he take out Big Huey? He does not. Royalty going down, but he got the Satchel. And he's literally just got to hold this for about 5 more seconds. Gets shot down, but they're nowhere near. No one, anyone near. And this tank guy does not even know. He's unfortunately unaware of the Satchel on him. And they're going to get satcheled again. Yeah, I know. They're going to get satcheled again. This was way on the backside. That's a Whammo tank crew. Whammo. Well, I mean, anti-tank crew. Crazy. And MSU just being absolute menaces right now. And it's paying dividends. 76 is starting to march in. And this is absolutely huge. I just lost control, and I don't know why. I just lost control. What is happening? There we go. We're good. I don't know why I did that. So they have marked a garrison on the point. We'll see if that is actually the garrison spot. Just to keep track. It's an OP. No Gary. In fact, I don't see it on the hard cap. And now MSU again with cap progress and guys in point. There's no garrison. I wonder if they destroyed the garrison and they just had that markup. Because we saw guys getting into the hard cap earlier. Take a look at the map. You could see here 2 tanks on the front door. You know, not as much map control as you would think. You know, typically they would have control of that canal. They've literally been able to get into this from front door. Big spawn wave off the OP gunner. Gunnelson. Take it out. Cash. Caesar coming in as well. This is an OP, though. Take it out to the supplies right here. There must have been a garrison. PTSD. Take it out. A couple. And Elidos as well. Wiseman still up as the spotter. Spawn wave off the OP. We're past half cap on this point. And I don't think 3LPZ has a spawn anywhere close, Gary-wise. Bombing run coming in. That is a defensive bombing run. But it's not going to get a whole lot. It goes over the top of the 76, but 76 still up. Medium's hurt. 76 hurt as well, but no tanks down. We have literally 3 tanks pushing in for MSU. And now they got spawns. I'm sure OPs up on the west side of the bridge. Supplies are up for a Gary whenever it comes time. And we're about to see a cap. Big spawn wave at the last second. That is a cap. They got it back. The cap didn't happen. What a spawn wave. Couple go down. The spawn does. That cap is gone in favor of MSU. That was maybe the biggest spawn wave I've ever seen on a point that was about to be capped. That wasn't in-game. So they're in this point. They got lots of squad leaders. They got 3. So getting OPs up, I mean, it's not out of the question to fight their way back into this. But they still haven't started cap yet. And looking off they got a garrison. I mean, look at the discipline. Garrison on sunken already. They got a garrison on the back line. Nothing yet front side, but they're already marching on flooded.
They do have they put an airhead down on the south side there just to start pushing in towards flooded.
Now that's interesting. It's really interesting. Wonder how long that's been up.
Already down.
Yeah, and they're dropping supplies, but the question is, can they? Because cap has started on flooded for 3LPZ, and they have fought these guys out. The question is, can they stop this cap long enough to get some type of offensive? Because now you can see MSU, I don't think they anticipated the amount of guys that were going to be on this point. They were thinking 2 steps ahead, and now they're going to have to maybe reconsider. They got a lot of guys not in sector. Medium going to take a detour to the south. Cap is going back in favor of MSU. They've killed a lot of these guys on this point. I don't know if they've cleared OPs, but they've... You see Gunnelson got an OP on the point. But he goes down to Artie, and this is the tough part. That's the tough part about being where, you know, like, basically only being able to come from one place. Artie is just going to find you and roast you. But they're fighting.
They're fighting for it, definitely.
Just not able to get the cap yet. It's tough when you just have no shot at the garrisons. Really, you got to win gunfights. Medium in the river, looking for something. I don't what he sees. We'll go ahead and take a look and see what's happening because cap progress has started on flooded. This is bad. That 2 steps ahead thing that I was talking about earlier, yeah, it's coming to fruition. So no HQ spawned. We got about 4 guys coming into flooded with probably more on the way. Garrison on the front door. And with an hour and 3 minutes left, we may see a 5-0. MSU trying to make a statement. And this is just absolutely brutal for 3LPZ after maybe one of the better Axis openers that I've ever seen. So much potential. They're getting it back. They are getting it back. Dan trying to get back in with Advogado. Makes me want to say avocado. Falco reaching out. Did you see the commander? Can he get the kill? Avogados. So that's a strafe over the south side. Is that?
Yeah, and a bombing run in the HQ.
What is happening?
Looking.
And they got the cap back, which is, I think, the thought.
Oh, they might even killed the Artie player, which is against the rules.
They did. I think they did. There's no Artie guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
the Artie guy was on the north. You could see the gun that he was on. So no Artie guy in the bombing run has already happened. So that would be, which means 10 guys just automatically gone. And that is a head scratcher from MSU, literally on the verge of 5-0ing this game, and they just let 3LPZ back in this fight on flooded.
Absolutely, and that bombing looked deliberately. You know the Artie is there.
I don't know what the thought process was, but I mean that's bad.
You also got to keep in mind, if you do this one more time and you kill that Artie player, that's going to cost you the game.
Yeah.
Because it's against the rules to kill the Artie player.
So 3LPZ bringing in the PZ4, kind of desperation, really. They got guys marching on their front door. You could see a medium. The medium is now gone on the offensive. He's hurt, but he's pushing in. We may see a tank engagement here between 2 mediums literally 30 minutes into this match. Don't see that very often. I'm going to go over the top. Just to give myself a refreshing Capri Sun break just for a second. You got to replenish the throat, and what better way to do it than with a refreshing, delicious Capri Sun, which I don't know what the vote total is, but Pacific Cooler was near the top.
At the moment, it's Tropical Punch versus Orange, both at 29%.
This is a back and forth battle in the votes. So no tank engagement yet. Tank is gonna back up. He doesn't see that medium, I don't believe. May know where it's at, but he's not able to engage. I mean, in all that time, they are still in this point fighting. I mean, 3LPZ. They may not be winning all the gunfights, but they are stuck in this fight. Let me tell you. I mean, they've continued to literally look at this OP. This OP is the same OP that was up there before the last time we checked. This one as well. And they're continuing to hold. It's just at some point they're gonna get wiped. At some point they're gonna lose their luck. 76 pushing in. Shard Wizard and Remy pushing. PH trying to hold this up. Look at that. He got the spawn, but they stay up. Bernardo, stay alive, my dude. He gets another, but down he goes to Shard Wizard. Hamilton taking him out in fro. Oh my goodness. Lux over here. No AT, but I'm sure he's going to get pinged. Kamikaze going down to PTSD. PTSD all over this match. Big spawn wave. Big spawn wave. That's an OP, but it gets 18. Body parts everywhere from Slick Nuts. And now this Lux is going to have to back up Anderson and Frida's. Juice trying to push him. He's going to push up with Juice. Just due south of him in the river. And he's got a 76. Not that far away from his sight line. Just got to hold up. This is AT. He's got a bazooka. Not satchel. AT the front. Juice may go down. He takes himself out. He does get a hit on the Lux. Let's look at this right here. Chicken Nuts push it, but down he goes. Fungal Ninja, the last one up. There is one OP left. ZM goes down to the hip fire MG, who takes out the last OP on this point. What a fight. And you feel like you got to commemorate that almost. Just the lives trying to hold that together, but MSU finally have rid them from their hard cap. And it took a while. Oh, it took a while. We've got a lot of guys from MSU looking like they're pushing into the front gates of Flooded. PC4 still on this point. Is that medium up? Medium is still up. So I think we spent about 3 to 4 minutes away from this point. These tanks are still up. Very strategic. Cap has not started yet, but Falco with the AT. And it's Bazooka. Gets one shot on the rear, but down he goes. Medium is hurt, but he's still pushing out. This is a really tight battle. The PC4 really being the difference maker on this point. And if he goes down, I think Cap would start shifting. Medium gets him, and we'll see if I'm correct in my assessment or not. Cap not starting yet. But that PC4 on this point was really important, and it's gone. They are in this building. And we'll see. I'm curious. Is the arty guy back on his gun? He is. They have deployed a Tiger in the mid HQ. We'll see if he gets shot. They are camping. Royalty taking out one. But Vlad did get in the Tiger. If they have a garrison, they should be able to get back into that Tiger, but that is a bit unfortunate. This is what happens when you're pushed back to your first point, unfortunately. Cap has started for MSU. We're about a quarter capped. And I don't know if they're on the garrison. Falco literally, right as I was talking about it, but he goes down, checkmate, holding it. And it sounds deployable, despite these guys in the house. Look at that big spawn ways off the south side, so it may not be deployable, or it wasn't deployable for a second. They got on. Spurs is now on the garrison, and he takes it out on the hard cap. No cap progress yet. Kaike doesn't get him in. Tiger pushing out of HQ. I don't know if he's got his crew or not. Nope, he's just a solo. He's going to try to meet up. You can see Anderson, his crewmate, starting to reach out. So the unfortunate part, so I'm reading the chat. So nodes were destroyed in addition to that arty guy being killed. I don't know how that plays out in the rules. Flynn, do you know like in APL and HCA what the rules are with nodes being destroyed?
I think a 10-man punishment as well, but as well with killing the arty guy, which already killed 10 people. That's why they got pushed back or flooded.
Airhead
is gonna make it interesting if a referee is gonna look into it and maybe give the win to free LPZ.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, obviously it'll be a 30-minute delay, but really curious if you know what the rules are, because nodes were destroyed. Arty guy was killed once. I believe it was only once. So that would have automatically been the 10-man rule, as long as the log utilities were working, which they should have been. Got guys on the south side. It sure looked like it too, just based off of. And you know, with no one in this hard cap, they're barely holding this by sector, which is mind-boggling. Tiger getting hit in the rear by Royalty. Gets hit again. He's engined. And I'm hearing, what am I hearing? That's a truck? He just got shot out of the truck. Cap progress has started again for MSU. And we've been... Gun's still going. They haven't repped yet, just with infantry around him. Kaike going down to PTSD. And this is a satchel class. And can they get another satchel kill? Look at that. Big spawn wave off this garrison. Spurs not able to take out a whole lot of guys. They are not getting it back. AT barely missing on the garrison. But they're not in the hard cap. They're just in sector. And did PTSD get that satchel on the Tiger?
They did.
There's just one man left in it anyway. He's going to get it before the match expires, so he'll get the points, but kind of inconsequential at this point. This is a... Yeah, this is a...
3 LPZ.
Yeah. And they didn't even get the airhead. No garrison on the front line, so they may have got the garrison, but the airhead's still up. And now the 76 coming in just to rain some terror on these guys from the south. But I'm unsure. I don't think that that's a forfeiture. But you would... But
I don't know, but it's
I don't
definitely...
either.
It's definitely questionable with a referee that they're going to look into this, like, hey, notes are destroyed, you know. Are the guys getting killed? Yeah, they might need to look if it's going to be a forfeit or not, depending on the rules.
Yeah. But that is going to be a 5-0 for MSU. It took about, am I doing my math right? 39 minutes. So it took 39 minutes for that to happen. MSU
Which is
5-0.
such a shame.
Yeah. It was one of the,
You know?
am I the only one? Or I think that was, to me, one of the most savage openers from the Axis that I've ever seen.
The opening was really good. I think they just, lost their gunfights. And not having such a good security around our tanks, because every single tank got taken out by satchels. I don't think I've seen, apart from that Sherman that took out the Panzer IV on the last point, there being any tank engagements.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm curious in the chat if you guys know how that lines out. I'm surely yeah, I don't know if by the way, the of course it was a 3-way tie for the poll on the Capri Sun flavors. So classic orange, strawberry, kiwi, tropical punch were all at 26%, and my Pacific cooler was 22%. So not that far off, but I mean, what a split. I mean, to me that goes
Absolutely.
to show.
I want to see a rematch.
Oh man. I thought for 3LPZ it was a great opener. I think just MSU, knowing that they were going to get the cap, played very aggressively and went for the kill right off the rip, because you saw them do that wrap around the south side. And the unfortunate part with that is no one was there to hold it. No one was there to keep them from marching in. And so I think that there were some really good moments from 3LPZ. I think MSU showed to be the more experienced team, the more not to mention, they map banned correctly, in my opinion. But there was some questionable calls from MSU as well. I mean, bombing running an HQ where the Arty guy is and taking out nodes is bad. It's bad.
You know that. You know, everybody
Yes.
needs to read the rule book before you start off this the season. You
Yeah.
know, and it's one of the most two basic rules that everybody knows.
Yeah.
You, you can't touch RD, you can't dismantle nodes.
Yeah, and I'm sure,
Simple as that.
and it may have been a misclick. I know that like commanding and console, the interface is
But don't
not
risk
exactly
it.
ideal. No, I agree. I agree, and it's tough.
Don't
It's
risk
too
it.
bad too because MSU showed to be other than that, and maybe a couple of other questionable calls were extremely dominant. And I think that
Absolutely.
I think that if 3LPZ had not had the type of spawn that they had on that point right before it went, they I think MSU would have capped flooded real quick. I think they had to pull back just because they started losing cap pretty quickly after they had already capped. So it was
Hmm.
it's a really dynamic situation that I don't know if I've ever seen that before. If anything, like that level of aggressiveness is something you see more in pubs than you do in a like ESPT versus Greyhounds match. You don't really see that at all. But yeah, man. So I think that will do it for us. We'll be in the chat. Obviously, it's a 30-minute delay, but I am Sheepdog alongside with Flynn Ryder. MSU taking a 5-0 win. They will join SAS at the top of the leaderboard for Division 4 in Season 2 of APL for Week 1. So I'm sure we'll be back for Week 2. So be checking us out, and we're so thankful for everyone who watched, and I hope you